This is the Mariners POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Seattle Mariners. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Well, you hit the long ball, you have a good starting pitching performance, and you end up winning games. Sometimes it's just that simple, isn't it, Chris Crawford?
Sometimes it is just that simple.
Really, it really is. Like, just hit home runs. It's pretty, and it's weird because I was looking at some stats the other day, and like, are the Mariners more reliant on the long ball than other teams? If you look at the stats of or the records of other teams when they don't hit a home run, there is 0 teams above 500 that when they don't hit a home run. So it's not just the Mariners guys that are relying on the home run ball. It's just the way baseball works now. And look, what do you know? You hit 3 solo shots today, and it ends up being enough. You get a great start from Bryan Woo. He goes 6 innings for the 25th time this season, ties himself with Randy Johnson. I think I've heard of him. For the second most times in Mariners history that has happened. Man, lot to go over today. We'll go over Woo's start. We'll talk about some long balls. You got just enough offense today. Come back home and you kind of reset the vibes, so to speak. But I think it's very important to get the dub. We're live from the beach cabin today. We're live from the beach house here on Camino Island. Anderson Hurst here, Christopher Crawford here with your Mariners POSTCAST on the Locked On Mariners podcast YouTube channel. But Chris Crawford, initial thoughts on the win against the Athletics?
I just had to have it. Like, it's weird to say that a game had to be won on August 22nd, but yeah, it did. They had to break this losing streak. It wasn't always pretty for the first 4.5 innings. It was very frustrating, very reminiscent of a 2024 Seattle Mariner game. But then the offense showed up just enough. And your starting pitching was fantastic. Your bullpen was okay. It wasn't great. But boy, oh boy, did you have to win this baseball game, especially with Houston winning. You didn't want to fall 3 games back there. With the Red Sox winning, you want to stay in that wild card 1 spot. That stuff's important. Yeah. And it's even more important that seeing a Seattle Mariner win after what we saw for the overwhelming majority of that road trip is awfully nice to see.
Yeah, for those pointing out the amount of time we waited until after we started the broadcast today, I got my Mayor IPA hat on from Georgetown Brewing. Please check it out if you haven't already. I'm sure Ian Furness is in the chat today. Chris Crawford's got his classic Tridents down Mariner hat on. Really appreciate that as well. Yeah, I think you just had to have this one from Bryan Woo. And I've been asking for an ace-like performance for a long time. And I think Bryan Woo kind of took that personally, as they say. He took that personally, as Michael Jordan would say in his Last Dance documentary. But he knew that that's what he needed to do. And I felt a little, I don't want to say shaky, but it was like, he gave up another solo shot to Brent Rooker in the first inning. Yeah. And I was like, are we going to see another version of this starting pitching staff that we saw on the road trip? No, we do not. We see elite starting pitching from Bryan Woo, working that top rail with the 4-seamer and the 2-seamer, throwing in some sweepers and sliders in there as well. And he gets 7 pretty easy innings. I feel like he almost could have gone 8. I don't know about you.
I definitely think he could have gone 8, and I was ready to bring it up because Matt Brash didn't look great again. There was some loud contact there. He does have the nice strikeout on the changeup. But Bryan Woo was fantastic. But back to your original thing, the first inning scared the crap out of me because first 2 batters just fine, and then guys, the Mariner home runs that they've given up, and I will be honest, I've missed 2 of those home runs. The homer to Kyle Schwarber in the first inning on Wednesday, and the homer to Vientos that made it 7-3 or whatever. I missed those 2. What I can tell you about the other 658 homers that were hit over that week is they were all not a job by the pitcher or hitter doing a great job, right? How did he get that one? No, they were all middle dog turd pitches. And that was a middle dog turd pitch. And I was like, please not this again, because you can't do that against the Oakland lineup. It's a flawed lineup. But even though they have a guy in Jacob Wilson who is not exactly known as a power hitter, the majority of that lineup can take the ball out of the park
Absolutely.
Really well. From the second inning on, Brian Wu was as good as we've seen him all year.
Yeah.
And that's saying something. He's been really good this year. That was terrific, and they absolutely needed it. I would have let him go another inning. 7 innings, 86 pitches. He was facing the bottom of the order coming into the 8th inning. I would have given him that chance to get through that 8 innings and then just gone to Mooney after that.
Yep.
But I think that was maybe a get right situation for Matt Brash. Like, I know he pitched in the 6th inning in that previous game and he did fine. That might have been a chance to give a little bit of a confidence booster there for Brash. That and Dan Wilson just doesn't want these guys to work deep. And for better or for worse, you're just not going to see a lot of 8 inning, certainly not going to see any 9 inning starts from the Seattle Mariners, which is frustrating. But Brian Wu was terrific today.
Yeah, and we're grasping at straws here. The Mariners end up winning. It ends up working out just fine.
Sure.
I just want to point out, I would rather see a little bit of wiggle room when you see he's that dominant. I don't want to screw it up. And maybe you start to see like some things where they're starting to time him up a little bit. Maybe it's just, 3rd or 4th time through the order. And maybe he gives up a walk. Maybe it's a couple hard contact outs in a row where it's like, okay, now I want to get ahead of the game. I'm totally fine with being proactive instead of reactive. But I also want to not jump the gun and be like, oh, okay, he got through 7 innings. Like Matt Brash, our 8th inning guy, Munoz, their 9th inning guy, every single time, no matter what, right?
Yeah.
I want to have some the dude is on today and the Athletics cannot hit him. So I'd rather have thrown him out there, to be honest. So I'm kind of with you on that one. I don't know how you feel.
No, that's fair. I'm more okay. Like if Brian Wu would have struggled there in the 8th inning too, I would have been okay with it. Like it would have been the process here was a sound decision, man. Like go let your guy keep cooking, let him get a chance to get through those 8 innings. But
there was no sign of him slowing down whatsoever.
No signs. He gave up 2 hits in this game. And one of them was that mollywopped homer. And then I don't even remember what the other hit was, to be honest with you. Couldn't have been anything too exciting. Or maybe that was the only hit. Yeah, it was. I'm sorry about that. It was the only hit that he allowed in that entire game. 57 of 88 pitches for strikes. I like that he was, especially from 2nd inning on, willing to maneuver. Like he was he wasn't just challenging. He was going after guys, but he was hitting the corners. He was attacking that inside part. He was attacking the outside corner as well, even though the umpire on both sides had no clue what he was going to call a ball or a strike today. So bad. So freaking bad. But again, Matt Brash, phenomenal start. Needed it.
Yeah, you mean Brian Wu.
I do. Matt Brash didn't start this game.
I just wanted to make sure. I'm like, wait, did I miss something here? The Mariners end up winning this one 3-2. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll talk the offense, and I want to ask you about, bullpen a little bit because I think that's kind of the bigger story of the game. Apologies for the granular video here. I realize it's not as crisp in my as my home setup, but I got the Grateful Dead-opoly behind me.
Good.
It's a good time here on the Camino Island. But we'll come back. We'll take a quick break. We'll talk about the offense. Who's your guys' unsung hero? Let us know in the comments. Please like the video if you haven't already. Mariners win this one 3-2. We'll come back on the other side and discuss a little bit more. Time to fuel up and turn it up with 5-Hour Energy Transfusion. This grape, ginger, and lime flavored shot brings the iconic taste of a golf course favorite to a non-alcoholic boost. Perfect for sinking birdies or making great memories with friends. It's a hole-in-one for your energy game.
Whether you're out on the course or just need a little extra push to power through the day, 5-Hour Energy Transfusion delivers the clubhouse flavor you love without ever leaving the green. I think the non-alcoholic thing is important here too, because, especially for me who has cirrhosis, I can't drink anymore, but I still love, like something with ginger, like a Moscow Mule or something like that. Well, that'll be a nice little replacement to have something along those lines. But if you're just somebody who who needs his full senses going while you're playing on the course, you need to focus in for those last few holes, 5-Hour Energy will definitely do that for you.
Golf is all about good times with good people and good flavors. The grape ginger lime flavor of 5-Hour Energy Transfusion gives you the best parts of your clubhouse go-to without leaving the course or chasing down the bev cart. Now you can amp the fun up even more. Just buy, snap, and enter for a chance to win your dream golf trip for 2 to any golf tournament in the USA. Tee up that trip. Visit 5-h-e-win.com for full rules and entry. No purchase necessary and excludes the Masters tournament. Ends October 31st, 2025.
I think I'd go with the Open Championship. That's what I think I would pick.
It says in the U.S., Chris.
Oh, okay. Well, then I wouldn't go with the Open Championship. I'd probably go with Sawgrass. Yeah, something like that.
The players.
Like, yeah. I think that's what I would do. Just think that would be a really fun one. I've done Torrey
the
Pines
Memorial's
before.
good too. Yeah. PGA Championship's good. I forget where it's at this year, or where it was at this year, I should say. There's a ton of good chances. Like I've always wanted there to be more local PGA events here, but alas, this is the Locked On Mariners postcast, not the golf podcast, whatever you want to name it.
We got to promote it a little bit.
Yeah, you could promote it a little bit. I like it. Anderson Hurst here, Chris Crawford with you in the Mariners postcast. Mariners win this one 3-2. We're here at the the Beach House. Chris Crawford, I assume you're still at your home place. So like it's good to kind of have some different areas to check in from. But I wanted to ask you a little bit about the offense today, because you can look at it two ways. Number one, you get 3 runs when you give up 2. That ends up being enough. 3 solo shots, 2 from the new guys, and then 1 from Jorge Polanco. Kind of the middle of the order doing their thing. And then the kind of the rest of the lineup not doing much. Do you look at this as more of a positive in terms of those 3 guys really like Eugenio Suarez is officially hot again? So that's great. Or do you look at it kind of the rest of the lineup not really kind of coming up a little bit?
Probably a little bit of both. And I will give some credit to Morales today. He is a guy who the A's really like, and he pitched well today. He had some excellent stuff. There's a good chance that he's going to be a mid-rotation starter or better. That being said, the offense wasn't great tonight. Like Julio got a pitch to drive. I thought he got it, to be fair.
I thought he did too.
I was like, yippee skippy. And then it turned out to be yippee icky. The top of the order was bad. Big Dumper wasn't very good today. I'll give more credit to the pitching, and it's great to see the middle of the offense. By the way, so I titled this one Century Club here. Do you know why I titled it Century Club?
Because Naylor is the 5th player of the season to hit his 100th home run. Is that the first time that's happened in MLB history?
First time that's happened in MLB history. Can you name all 5?
Ooh. Let's see. Josh Naylor, Cal Raleigh, Jorge Polanco, Randy Arozarena, and my mom just told me Mitch Garver, so I'm not going to take full credit for that. But yes, she gets 1/5 of the credit there.
Your mom is right, except I think Julio's one of those 5 too.
Is she? Is he? Okay.
Yeah.
I know Garver is one of them because I remember seeing that graphic. Maybe I missed one of them. Maybe it's not Polanco then.
I thought it. Well, it doesn't matter. 5 people. That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Like that's a weird number to get. Like, and that tells you also it's something to look at for like the core of this team, because so many of those guys are still so young in their careers too, right? Like, and 2 of those guys probably not back next year in Polanco and Naylor, but well, maybe Naylor's back. Parker or Polanco and Garver are not back. Like, I just cannot see that happening at this stage. But it was great to see. And my unsung hero, I was thinking about going Julio for the throw to the plate.
Oh, yeah, that's a great shout. That was a good throw.
Really good throw, and a nice job by Big Dumper just keeping it in front of him too. But like, that was a big moment. I got to go with Polanco, not because, the extra run. It's that he hit that home run, and he had one of my favorite at bats earlier in the game as well.
Yes, the 10-pitch single, right?
Where he was fouling off so many tough pitches too, right? And that helps get Morales out of that baseball game. So overall, I didn't think the offense was great, but seeing 3 solo homers, seeing Eugenio Suarez just look so much more comfortable driving the baseball again, seeing the anger from Josh Naylor, and I know part of it is a bit. Part of it is absolutely a bit,
Totally.
but there was also part of it that was like, it's about, you know what time that I did something with this type of pitch, right? And he just absolutely clobbered the thing. At first, I thought he was doing a Paul O'Neill, like he was so mad that he popped it up, and I was like, no, you got all of that one, dude. No, he knew he got all of it, and he was just taking out some.
Celebrated it.
Yes, he did, and it was great to see. It was great to see because wasting this Woo pitching performance would have been really bad. Really, really bad.
Yeah, this kind of felt like a 2023, 2024 Mariners game where, your starting pitching is almost perfect, right? Maybe one blemish in there. You get just enough offense to where you can end up winning the game, and then your bullpen comes through. I want to ask you about the bullpen here. So they go to Brash. He gives up a double, and then they go to Spire to get out Nick Kurtz.
Yes.
I'm curious about your thoughts on that process. Would you have gone to Spire first? Do you like what Dan Wilson did there? I just want to know what you think.
Sure. Yeah, I think it was the right call. Now, again, I probably would have left Woo in the first place just to face 7, 8, 9, and then
I would too.
had Spire ready to go for the lefty, and then I'll take my chances with Spire against those other guys as well, right? Like just if that process doesn't work out, it's not the best decision. But I like that he went to Spire to face Kurtz.
Yep.
I'm not 100% sure Kurtz swung at that baseball, but I'm okay with it. And Kurtz did not look very happy that they decided to not point to somebody else. Home plate umpires, by the way, shouldn't make those calls. It should absolutely be the first base or the third base umpire 99.999% of the time. But I did like that decision. Gabe Spire's been pitching really well. Even that game against Baltimore, it just like that ball goes off the wall that, didn't look like it was all that hard of contact. Horribly played by Dylan Moore, by the way. But
if you have a competent right fielder making that play, you probably don't give up as many runs. But
correct, 100,000%. I had no issues with how Dan Wilson managed the bullpen today. I could argue for leaving Woo in for another inning for sure. But once he made those decisions, I didn't have any issues with them.
Okay, so then what about Munoz? Do you just evaluate his performance in the ninth?
So I thought Munoz actually pitched fine. The liner to Brent Rooker, not so good.
Sure.
We got to talk about JP Crawford, man. He doesn't get to anything. Like, he doesn't get to anything. Like, it's so bad, that defense up the middle. That's just a weak, ground ball up the middle. My shortstop has to at least knock that down. He's not even close. And I know some of that has to do with position, right? Like where he is on the field. I still need somebody, and the lack of speed shows up on that non-double too, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because that's a play a shortstop should make a double 101 out of 100 times. That's concerning. I'm more worried about the defense than I am about Munoz. Like, he gives up the run. The control wasn't great.
His stuff still looks fine to me.
Yeah, absolutely. And I like what he did for those last two outs, right? Like, you get the weak little pop-up, and again, the terrific throw from Julio. And then, to get that strikeout to end the game and feel real confident about what's going on was awfully nice too. Andres Munoz is going to be fine.
Yeah. He's totally fine. And I like what he's doing with his slider, because I remember even last year or 2 years ago, it was like a 91, like 89 to 91 slider, like a little bit slower than the fastballs. Obviously, when you compare that to 98 to 100, like it's a little, but he's taken off some MPH on those. It's like 83 to 85 now, but he's sacrificed that for a little more movement. And I think it's working wonders for him, because hitters are still getting fooled by it. So I like what he's doing, and it looks like his command is a little bit better from that pitch as well as of late. So, yeah. And I also want to mention my unsung moment is the Cole Young error. Yeah, not a good throw. He's been a little shaky at second base, more than I expected him to be completely honest. And I need to have someone that I feel good about there, especially if you're going to be the 9 hitter. And I realize he's been much better offensively, but I want to see a little more sureness up the middle defensively, combining with your JP take there.
Totally fair. I will say one of the nice things that I like to see, or that just sounded weird, but one of the things I liked to see right afterwards was the immediate chance to turn the double play. And they did Solid job there, but I will say, not a good throw from Crawford on that play. And I know that the announcer tried to blame it on like him not getting a full windup. No, it's just he can't throw. He's not. Yeah. Neither one of those guys are good throwers. Awesome play by Josh Naylor to dig that out as well. So Josh Naylor had a really good game. But yeah, the defense for Cole Young has to be above average at least, right, to justify him being in the lineup because, and he did make hard contact to left field today. I thought he may have had a chance for a double, but Cole Young has to be really good defensively in order to justify him being in the lineup for sure.
I completely agree. And like, I would put him at about an average bat at this point in terms of like on
the OBP really helps.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I also, if I'm going to go negative on the defense with Cole Young, I'm going to go positive with Eugenio Suarez. Made a great play, barehanded, great throw. He's been a pleasant surprise, not like necessarily saying he's as good as Ben Williamson, but to get plus defending from third base, even if
more
it's
than
just
held his own.
Exactly. And then now, especially that his bat's coming around, he was the player of the game for me today.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Just in part because his homer isn't the one that gives them the lead, but you're feeling so much better after that ball goes over the fence.
Yes. And it was destroys like 116 off the ball, maybe 114 off the bat. I
thought he might have hit it too hard. I thought there was a chance that it was going to be too hard and either go foul or go like off of the wall. But I've seen 2 homers now into that part of the park that I haven't seen for a long time. One by Julio and one by Eugenio Suarez. Maybe T-Mobile's becoming a hitter's park.
Well, okay. We're going to get into a whole thing. I'm not going to go into that now. I'm just going to say this. If you look at all the outcomes in terms of StatCast part factors, if you look at, singles, doubles, triples, home runs, the one thing that is at least average for T-Mobile Park is home runs. Okay. Yeah. So that's all I'm going to say. Mariners hit 3 home runs, get a great starting pitching performance from Brian Wu, closed it up in the bullpen, even though there was a little shakiness there in the 9th. They begin the homestand and begin the series with a win. They match the Astros win today to continue to stay 2 games out of first place in the AL West. They hold the 3rd wild card spot, I believe, at this point in time. 1 game behind the Red Sox. I haven't double checked the standings, so if I'm wrong on that, I'm sorry. We got another.
Now. Yeah, they're a half game back of New York for the 2nd spot, a game back of Boston for the full spot.
Got it. Okay, so all pretty close in the 3 wild card spots between those 3 teams. The Royals did lose today, so that's a big plus in terms of the team that's chasing you. We got another 6:40 start tomorrow. I believe it's George Kirby on the mound, if I remember correctly. I should have that.
No, it's George Kirby.
Yes, it is. Okay, great. So let's do it again. Continue this going. Like I've said it from day one, and not day one, but like recently. This team's still a starting pitching team. When you get starting pitching performances like you did from Brian Wu today, you're going to do a lot of things well. I think getting back to the formula that we expect from this Mariners team, I know the lineup is rejuvenated and you're getting more offense. Let's continue to start with the start as we always do here on the Mariners Postcast, and then we'll kind of go from there. Any last words, Mr. Christopher Crawford?
Just had to have it.